Hey everyone, good evening across Central Oregon on this Monday, June 1st. We've had tons of sunshine, winds have mostly been at a light breeze, and we have already had some warming temperatures, warmed 5 to 10 degrees above what they were just 24 hours ago on Sunday, the last day of May. And we are already tracking several changes across the high desert for this week, but also there is a new fire. So we're going to get straight to that, and then we'll get back to your most reliable forecasts. And starting off just looking across the high desert, some of these cameras have a few clouds, others show a little bit of haze, but one camera specifically, this is the Hinkle Butte camera from the Oregon Hazards Lab, is actually zoomed in on this fire. And at the time, it's a small fire, only 2 acres. There are only a couple sources that are even reporting this right now, and it does have a rapid state of spread and to the south in brush and timber, and additional aircraft have been requested, and that is per incident command, and the location has been updated because of the aircraft that is already working on that one. So we're going to reach out to fire officials and have everything else that you need to know for it. Just for reference about where this fire is, it is between Geneva and Grandview in Jefferson County, so just to the south of Lake Billy Chinook, and that's why the Hinkle Butte camera is the one pointing at that, because it's just looking to the north, seeing it. Now, at the moment, we don't have any impacts when it comes to air quality. Haven't heard of any structures being threatened by this. Don't have any news on any updated fire evacuation zones or anything like that. Again, it is relatively small. Winds have been a little breezy at times. It's going to be like that through the rest of this evening, and then tapering winds are expected tonight. We're looking at a very gentle breeze, and tomorrow a light breeze as well. So as we go forward through the next several days, we are under a broad ridge of high pressure. This high pressure is also being impacted from 2 different directions. It has been building into the Pacific Northwest, and it remains the dominant feature driving our weather pattern through the day tomorrow. But look to the north and northeast, right around Calgary in Canada. There's a low pressure there. That low pressure is back building just a little bit, pushing some clouds into part of the Pacific Northwest, but at the moment, we still just have a light breeze. Now look off to the west, over the Gulf of Alaska and Pacific Ocean. That is a stronger low pressure system, and the two are duking it out just to our north. But what's going to happen is in Central Oregon and really a good portion of the state, we do get some in and out clouds through tonight and then again by tomorrow afternoon. High pressure keeps us dry. It also brings much warmer temperatures, and then we turn our attention to the west with that next system. That'll be our next cold front. That pushes in on Wednesday. It's going to be cooler, it's going to be breezy, and a few showers are expected. So we have roller coaster temperatures in the forecast and some showers on the way. We'll dig into that more here in the next couple minutes, but as of right now, dry conditions across the high desert. And even when we look to the Cascades, to the passes, we see a lot of shadows on the ground. That Diamond Lake Junction camera actually shows the sun shining into the camera lens, and it's just a gorgeous day across the high desert. So for June 1st, quick reminder, June 1st is the start of meteorological spring for the Atlantic Basin. It's also the start of hurricane season. We're not worried about that, but it's feeling like it should for this time of the year. More ups and downs in temperatures are expected through this week, and as of right now, satellite and radar does not show much to worry about at all. There is a little bit of cloud cover in the northern fringe of our state, and through tonight, some light clouds are expected. Tonight it gets cool. Tomorrow we start off with sunshine. By tomorrow afternoon, on Tuesday, June 2nd, we are looking at some light clouds and lower to mid 80s. Now back over to this was the satellite imagery I was showing you before. It just doesn't have that huge banner across the top. Now, there's an enhancement really pulling out those taller clouds, and we don't have too much in the way of convection over the Pacific Northwest at all. Work our way over to the other side of the Rockies, and that's where there is some severe thunderstorm activity ongoing at this moment, from Rapid City further to the south, all the way to just outside of Wichita. And so really from South Dakota to Kansas, there's a line of thunderstorms. But for Central Oregon and the Pacific Northwest, we got some clouds, little bit of light shower activity off to the north and east, and for the most part, it is dry. So much so that there's a very dry air mass over central Oregon. Now, here's the kicker. That low that's centered close to Calgary over Canada, that is pushing a little bit of moisture our way, but it's not going to impact us too much. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, there's that next cold front, and this dry air mass is really going to be impacting us through the next couple of days, and even on Wednesday, still under the influence of that dry air mass and the high pressure. But Wednesday's when that next front comes into the region. So tonight and going into tomorrow, some light clouds. By Tuesday afternoon, some light clouds. By Tuesday night, increasing clouds. By Wednesday, this is when we start to feel the impacts of that next system, maybe some showers. Any showers that develop, we're going to be tracking for the potential of thunderstorm activity. Again, nothing like what we had last week, but if there's any convection, it could spark up a thunderstorm, albeit a light thunderstorm, but it is going to be possible, and not everybody's going to see that. Now, your forecast model has us back to in and out cloud cover by Wednesday night. When it comes to relative humidity, we are dry across central Oregon. Not quite critically dry, but getting close to that, and so that's one of the reasons why that Jordan fire over Jefferson County started altogether, is because we do have these dry conditions overhead. And at last check just a few minutes ago at 5:38, the Central Oregon Fire Info, or the Interagency Dispatch Center of Central Oregon, it says that this fire is 5 miles to the southwest of Lake Billy Chinook, approximately 2 acres in brush and timber, and no structures are threatened. Multiple interagency resources are responding. And it's basically because it's so dry. Add in a little bit breeze and anything can happen with it when it comes to fire conditions. Now, high temperatures in the last 24 hours, mostly 70s, few 80s out there. Right now, mostly 70s, few 80s out there, and 69 degrees in Sisters. So that puts us roughly 5 to 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. And overnight, we fall back into the 40s. Tomorrow, lower 80s. That warm up tomorrow. That's it. Starting on Wednesday, it gets cooler. Now, Wednesday will bring a dip in our UV intensity forecast as well. So very high today, very high Thursday, very high Friday. Wednesday, that's the caveat, and that's because of the cold front rolling through, bringing additional cloud cover, not letting UV rays really stay as strong across the high desert. So let's look at this forecast model. It's a different type of forecast model. It shows surface temperatures and really where it's warmer or cooler over the region. Now, this warmer air mass moves in and stays with us through Tuesday, 80s and a few 70s. Wednesday, breezy at times, a few showers. This cold front, more clouds, and a dip in temperatures. We're topping out in the 70s, and Thursday starts a modest warming trend, but we're still going to be in the 70s Thursday and Friday. And it's not until Saturday after that that we get our next chance of rain. So some showers possible because of that system Wednesday. It also triggers our next dip in temperatures, knocking us back down to near average for this time of the year. So today, seasonable. Tomorrow, above average. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, near average for this time of the year. And Saturday, that next dip in temperatures. That's because of another weak system rolling into the Pacific Northwest. So let's look at a forecast model. This is one that we typically see on air every night, and it shows that through the next 24 to 48 to 36 hours, we're just looking at some light clouds. By Wednesday afternoon, backtrack. By Wednesday morning, a few showers butting up against the Cascades. By Wednesday afternoon, some in and out clouds. A few showers will have rolled through the high desert, and that's the potential right there. We just saw it, of any chance of thunderstorm activity. It's going to be few and far between if it happens at all. I'm not banking on it. I'm barely banking on a few showers. And for Thursday, we're back to sunshine, back to high pressure, and that high pressure stays with us until the end of the work week. That's when we start to see the next shift in our weather pattern. So just to go through this quickly with the long-range forecast model, it also shows some showers Wednesday. By Thursday, back to sunshine. By Friday, keeping that sunshine, in and out clouds. Friday night and Saturday, weak front, no rain. A dip in temperatures, but breezy at times. So when it comes to rain chances, our best chance of rain isn't even a good one. Wednesday, that's it. And there is a very low chance of some thunderstorm activity on Wednesday as well. Nothing severe or anything like that. Just a few cells that are going to be capable of producing some lightning. And for the most part, looking across the high desert with Wednesday's system, whether you're in Christmas Valley, Crescent, or through Central Oregon, we're not looking at too much in the way of precipitation. But it is something we're going to track in that system Friday night and Saturday, not bringing much at all. So wind gusts right now, not bad. We're talking 10 to 15 miles per hour actual winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour. And when it comes to wind speeds through the rest of tonight, a gentle breeze by tomorrow, maybe a little breezy at times through the next 48 hours. And Wednesday, that's when we actually have wind speeds picking up a little bit. But for tonight, expect 40s with a few 30s. By Tuesday, 80s with a few 70s. And here's that 7-day planner. By Wednesday, that's our best chance of rain. 2 cold fronts pushing through, though. One Wednesday and one Friday night and Saturday. Winds get breezy at times. Each system brings another dip in temperatures. So Tuesday is going to be the warmest day out of the next 7. So your weather headlines for this Monday, June 1st, include meteorological summer starting. That happened today. It feels like it. By tomorrow, it gets warmer, then back to near average on Wednesday. And that midweek cold front is going to be one of 2 fronts working its way through the Pacific Northwest, each bringing its own set of changes, but mostly keeping us dry this week. Some showers, a few sprinkles are going to be possible by Wednesday. And then we're drying out again. Winds still breezy at times, but no significant rain totals are expected because of this system or the one Friday night going into Saturday. All right, that is it. That is the latest in weather. Join us tonight on Central Oregon Daily News. We'll have the latest headlines and your most reliable forecasts. See you then.